All right, so who are superagers? Superagers are people who get in their 70s and above and just maintain a physical and mental health that's well above what we would expect. And we've ran into those people before. The older people in their 80s who will just zoom by you in Walmart or something like that. And if you stop and talk to them, they're very sharp, very acute. They're up to speed on all the latest news and they're just very sharp. So that's what we call superagers. So here's a few things that we can do to help ourselves to possibly become superagers. Okay. All right. Number one is decreasing stress. And how do we decrease stress? Different possible ways. Just let it go. But do meditation if you know how to meditate. Do some deep breathing when you start feeling stressed out. And try to reduce the stress in your life is number one. Another one is possibly teaching some kind of a subject. Because when we teach something, we tend to slow down and actually learn and absorb what we can, as much as we can, about that subject. And that is really good for our brain when we slow down and we really, really learn. And maintaining social relationships. Now that can be with your friends, family, or some kind of community activity that you're involved in. But maintaining relationships is very, very good also for the brain and keeping you going. And it gets you out of the house once in a while. So I'd suggest joining some sort of club or staying active with your friends and family. Going and watching your grandkids play ball is a good one. That's how I get out of the house a lot, is going to watching my grandkids. All right, eating correctly. There are a lot of what they call superfoods or brain foods, and I won't go into that in this video, but eat healthy, concentrate on whole foods, fruits, vegetables, and these super brain foods can really help out. And playing games can be another really good thing for you as far as social activities go. It reduces stress. Very good for the cognitive abilities and the social activity of playing games. All right, and I can't emphasize enough to keep learning. Become a lifelong learner, okay? There's always something out there that you can learn. Me, myself, I'm constantly learning about retirement. I'm constantly learning about YouTube is one thing that I have a passion for. Cameras, photography, things like that. Be a lifelong learner and keep that brain sharp. And something else that you may want to do is work on your memory. When you're just sitting there and you're thinking about things, try to remember deeply, because that really helps. Try to put a taste or a smell or a sound. Personally, when I remember things, I'll try to remember what was popular on the radio during that time frame. And believe it or not, that really helps out. And a few times I've went back and looked at when that song was recorded, and it'll give me an idea what that time frame was. So, work on your memory. Work on slowing down. Don't just blow it off because you can't remember it. Stop and think about it a little bit more and try to see if you can recall those, because those memories, and your memorization is a big part of keeping your brain healthy. Okay, and also physical exercise. Physical exercise is so important because you got to keep that blood flow going. You got to keep that blood going up into your head. You got to keep producing brain cells. And physical activity is a big part of the aging process and keeping your cognitive abilities going in the right direction. All right, and along those same lines, superagers are good about working with their physicians, making sure that they're getting their regular checkups and staying proactive about finding things that can hurt them physically. Because when you're on a lot of different medications or in the hospital, or just like, I just suffered this brain injury, and that is really hard to recover from when you get older. So you got to be careful of that, and you got to stay out in front of these things and get those regular checkups done. Another thing super users do is they adopt a positive attitude. And having a positive attitude is always just going to help you. If you have a positive attitude, most of the people around you will probably have a positive attitude as well. So that's definitely going to help out. And getting good quality sleep. And that can be really hard for many of us, especially when you first retire, is getting that good quality sleep because you're used to only sleeping, 6 to 7 hours a day. Well, when you're retired, if you're lucky, maybe you can stretch that out to a full 8 or 9 hours if you're not sleeping as well during the evening. But getting good quality sleep is really a key to super aging. And here's one that people probably don't think much of, but as we get older, we start losing our hearing, right? I actually most of the time wear a set of hearing aids because I have tinnitus pretty bad. And that lack of hearing really robs you from getting information in, whether it's from the TV, whether it's from your spouse, your friends. You're losing a lot of that information because at some point you're going to get tired of saying what, and you're going to, either two things are going to happen. You're going to start reading lips, or you're just going to start nodding your head, right? I didn't understand a word you said, but I'm going to smile and nod my head. Well, that lack of hearing really can rob you from taking in information. So hey, I hope you've gotten something out of this video, and if you have, I'd appreciate it if you go down and hit that like button and watch this video next.